3114, and today I'm going to be doing what to do if your hamster has a cold. So first off, I'm sorry I haven't made a video in a really long time. I just have other priorities that kind of come first before YouTube. So I'm sorry that I kind of left you guys for like 4 weeks and you guys just had to deal with a vlog. But I am back with a new video, so hopefully you'll enjoy this. Just a quick disclaimer. None of my hamsters have had a cold or have ever had a cold, so this is just a video for those people that do end up with their hamster having a cold. And also, baby Ham has gotten really big. Shiloh is absolutely huge. Yeah, Shiloh is actually bigger than Jewel is, lengthwise and like weight and stuff wise. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, update you on that, I suppose. So just in general, if you have more than one hamster living in a cage, if one hamster does become sick, you want to separate them from the other hamster because you don't want that illness to spread to the other one. And remember that just Syrian hamsters tend to like to live alone. Dwarf hamsters can live together in groups, but I just have my two hamsters separated because I did not get them at the same time and I just didn't want them to end up fighting or something. Okay, so now let's get with the video because I'm done rambling. Oftentimes don't end up recovering from colds or illnesses because it is actually very hard for a hamster to recover. And so I just want to make sure that you guys don't lose any of your furry friends to an illness or a cold or disease. So this is just for general colds, not like wet tail or other things. Why is this video blurry? Oh well, I had a good ramble. This is going to stay blurry. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is how to prevent your hamster from getting a cold, because it's never a good thing for your hamster to be sick. They're really prone to diseases, especially from humans. So if you have a cold, I recommend not handling your hamster or being around them or trying to interact them with as little as possible. So one of the ways to keep your hamster from getting sick is to keep their cages away from air vents like this, or from drafts, or from other places where people end up walking by their cages often. So I mentioned this earlier, but when you are sick, you want to make sure you avoid handling your hamster because they can catch a sickness, disease, illness from you. You should wash your hands before and after handling your hamster. Just another tip is if you have two hamsters, I suggest that you kind of wash your hands in between each time you handle the hamster. Just because it keeps you clean, and sometimes if they smell the other hamster, they might get territorial or something like that. And you should also never bathe your hamster as they can get sick from being cold and wet, and also because they have oils on their skin that helps keep them clean. So some symptoms are sleeping longer than normal. Remember that hamsters are nocturnal, so they do sleep during the day, but if they do tend to sleep longer than they usually do, or they do have a sleeping schedule and they sleep longer than they normally do, that may be a sign that they have a cold, or it just means that they're getting old. Other symptoms are loss of appetite, sneezing, runny nose, coughing, teary eyes. If they're being irritable, but also remember to not wake them up right away and hold them. They still might be cranky because, you know, like people, they like to sleep, and if you wake them up, they kind of get angry, so they might end up biting you or something. So irritability is something that you should kind of use common sense on. Labored breathing or ruffled fur, or if they refuse to groom themselves, keep themselves nice and clean. And also, sometimes if they have a wet bottom, but make sure you don't confuse this with wet tail because that is way more serious and you should get that looked at. If your hamster happens to lose its appetite, you may want to syringe feed it water so it doesn't get dehydrated. So what you can do is give them a milk and water solution, and I'm actually not going to make this for you guys. I got this idea from Cavi Leva 8, 9, 10, 11. She does not post videos anymore for personal reasons, and if you're interested in her channel, you can go check her out. The link is in the description, or you can click right here to watch this video. But I suggest that you watch this to learn how to make a milk and water solution. The video starts at 3:17 when she starts making the solution and ends at about 7:30. If you like her videos or her tips, you can continue watching or subscribe to her channel. Again, she does not continue to post videos, so you can watch all the ones that she's made. Otherwise, you can continue watching this video now. The link to this video of the milk and water solution is in the description, as well as her channel. You want to keep your hamster calm and just avoid playing with it in general, because most likely it doesn't really want to move or interact with you at all. You also want to change the bedding often and maybe add more like stuffing or like tissue material to keep them comfortable. And you also want to clean the cage more often so they don't keep like wallowing in their own disease filled like bedding, because that will cause them to get more sick, and that's just not very good for them. You might want to change your hamster's diet, so give them more fresh fruits and vegetables. You can also give them nuts. If you need a video on safe foods for dwarf hamsters, you can click the screen right now and it will take you to a video that will give you a list of safe foods for your dwarf hamster. Make sure the switch is a positive one, and if you're giving them new foods that they've never had before, you might want to give to them in moderation. If you have a dwarf hamster, you might want to give them fruits in moderation, because too much fruit can cause them to get diabetes because of the natural sugar. So just make sure you moderate everything you give your hamster. You should put your hamster's cage in a place where there's lower noise volume. So put them in like a room where there's not people constantly walking in and looking at them, just so they can get more sleep and be more calm. I recommend making everything more accessible to your hamster, so putting the food and water closer to where they're sleeping so they don't have to move as much, because in general they tend to not want to move around or do anything. So by putting things closer to where they're sleeping, they may feel more encouraged to go and eat food and drink water, so they don't have to walk all the way across the cage for like natural things that they need to live. Or my last tip on how to treat your hamster is isolation. Make sure that your hamsters aren't near each other, then the disease won't spread. And you also just want to keep them away from noise levels, people, giraffes, just keeping them safe and calm. But guys, remember that hamsters only live for 2 to 3 years, so you kind of need to enjoy your hammies' life while they're alive and they last. If your hamster does end up passing, they can join my past hamsters in hammy heaven, and hopefully that we'll see them again. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you found anything helpful, please let me know. If you have any more questions about hamster colds, these are just in general. This isn't like wet tail, glaucoma, diabetes, or anything. This is just general standard colds. So if you have any more questions, just leave them in the comments below and hopefully I'll respond. If you like this video, show some support and give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you have any more video requests, leave them in the comments below and hopefully I will do the video. Best wishes to all of your hammies that are sick, and I hope you guys found this video helpful. Thanks for watching. Bye!